Hey guys, today I'm coming to you from Big Sky, Montana. The last time I saw y'all, we were in the middle of a winter storm in Texas where we talked about how houses are not built for that weather. Now I'm in Montana and behind me is this amazing structure. But before that, I want to explain what we're doing in Montana. Joey came here to shoot for the Build Network and we're tagging along for some inspiration and just working remotely and thought it'd be a cool chance to see Yellowstone National Park. So we're just sort of driving around the mountains to get some, just to explore, get some inspiration, and I had to stop and show y'all this architecture behind me. Who knew Montana would have such killer architecture? You guys, look up at this house. If I knew the architect, I would give so much kudos and credit to you on this video, but I don't know. Let's just talk about some of the features. I mean, this house is really stunning. I love that they split the levels to cascade with the mountain. The views, you can see floor to ceiling glass. If you can zoom in, Joey, there's like the ceiling joists look like steel from down here. The posts are all angled, shooting through the roof lines. I love how they engaged this like slight barrel roof with the actual architecture of the framing with steel. In Montana, I'm seeing a lot of use of steel and brick and a lot of glass and a lot of cool stone. So I thought it would be neat to show y'all what I'm finding here. Maybe it'll provide inspiration for your projects at home. One other thing I want to point out that I have never seen this material before, ever, out of all of my years. Zoom back up. There is a material on the siding that looks to be like a copper. Maybe a copper anodized type of siding on this building. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has kind of a polished finish. And it just really sets it apart. And I love the actual large soffit overhangs. I'm sure that's to help with snow, to protect the house, to protect it from the sun. A lot of amazing design tips here in this home. I love how it's elevated off the ground, the chimneys coming through. The roof just really acts as this beautiful part of the home and the design as opposed to just this sort of cap on top. So let's see what else we can find and explore. I'm excited to just kind of show you guys what I'm seeing here in Montana along the road. Okay, now we're at the Montana Reclaimed Lumber Company. Y'all, I'm standing in the makings of a log cabin, and when we are looking at the structure and architecture of homes in Montana, we see a lot of log cabins. And we ask ourselves why log cabins? Like, are they actually really efficient? Something to note about them, which is pretty fun, when you look at building a home, you're gonna hear terminology about R values. And this is measuring the resistance to heat flow over the thickness of a material. Layman's terms, R value is talking about the retention of heat in a siding or insulation material that you would find behind the siding, or insulation in the roof. So when we're talking about energy efficiency in a home, you're often hearing about R value. What you never hear about is the U factor. The U factor is talking more about thermal massing. So a new built like wood structure home might have a good R value if you've selected that in your insulation, but it may not have a good U factor. U factor is the thermal massing of a material. So when you look at why have log cabins been around since the beginning of time, the actual composition of wood creates a very high U factor for the energy efficiency of a home. So what does that mean? It means that during the day, during your summer months, the wood actually retains the coolness of the air to be able to put the coolness of that air back into the home during the summer months. During the winter months, it retains the heat of the outside air and it puts the heat of the outside air back into the home. I'm kind of breaking this into layman's terms, but that's what a U factor and thermal massing does. So when you have a home with higher U factor values and good thermal massing, then you don't have to use your mechanical equipment as much to heat or cool your home during the winter and summer months. So for Montana, log cabins make a lot of sense because there are highs and lows, and it's a really good way to insulate the home without using an R value insulation. So it's like nature's way of like surviving. So it's kind of cool. I mean, we're really in the extremes and something totally different than what we see in Texas. Guys, we are in downtown Bozeman, right off of Main Street, behind the main strip. We just had breakfast. This neighborhood is so cute. It actually reminds me a lot of Austin. A lot of old mixed with new, a lot of little bungalows, but this house behind me was worth noting. And they have a gutter system that I've actually never seen before. You can see that on the front, the two sections are a gable roof, and this little section off to the left side is a flat roof. Now, I want you to check out the gutter. It's semi-recessed into the siding. They've left off the front facade of the gutter, so it's really more of a three-sided box. And as the water captures at the top, it's coming down the front of the house, which actually makes it look like a sculptural treatment, which is really beautiful and something, it made us stop and jump out. I've never seen anything like this, so well done. I love how they're capturing rainwater on the section of flat roof and letting it become a sculpture, a feature of the house. Speaking of cool gutter systems, you guys check out this. This is amazing. They've just taken basically like a flat stock corner piece and put it on the end of their roof line where it's flat, and it's coming out of this fence system, and then the other side is going into their yard. Now, Bozeman on average gets like 16 to 25 inches of rain a year annually. Austin is more like, I think, around 30 inches of rain a year. So it's interesting to see like the climate change and versus what you do with climate and architecture and how that affects your design. But I'm seeing really cool gutter systems here, and I love how they're taking attention to detail. We just passed one that has a rain chain, if you've ever seen a rain chain. But this house is really beautiful. They've taken a log siding effect at the front. That might be an actual original log siding. They've painted it to make it more modern. They've added metal siding and wood siding as a mix to make it very, very modern, but yet still rustic. So this is such a great design, you guys. And I absolutely love how all of the beam structures are connected with steel. If you can zoom in, like see the steel connection from the post to the column has a beautiful anchor of steel. It's just so well done. I'm so inspired here.
You gotta slow down, look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow. Where you're going, you can rest your head.
You guys, it's starting to rain again. The weather's been crazy here in Montana, so I'm gonna wrap it up on this one, and this house is well worth waiting for. Thank you for sticking with us in this video. This is the house, probably house and office, of Kenneth VanDeWall. He's an architect here based in Bozeman, Montana. He has a Dutch farming heritage, and what I love, I just pulled his website up because it caught our eye as we're walking around. Some of the hows of what he puts into architecture are 100% stated in his house and office behind me. Multiple members versus large massing, like large heavy materials. Look at this, multiple members. So if you want to zoom in, the hand railing itself has multiple members of wood to create small linear lines to allow light through versus having these large heavy massing of pieces. Another piece that he says on his website, and I love this, handcraft what the hand touches. I think we are like spirit animals together. Emphasize the true character of the materials. Emphasize the true character. So he's taken a stucco material and painted it green so that it looks very rustic, very Montana. It goes with the vernacular in the landscape, but on the landscaping materials themselves out in the front, you see birch trees, which are very light colored in bark. So the light color of the birch bark pops off of the stucco, which is very opposite of what we normally see in architecture. We always see like dark siding or light siding with really regular color wood tone like trees. So I love the light bark against the dark green. He also says, let light move through smaller members. Again, back to the small members of spaces. Connect space visually, physically, vertically, and horizontally to create views within the space. Y'all, if you haven't looked at it already by now, look at this incredible circular roof line that's coming down with sheet metal and Corten roof metal over with these members coming out. It's just insane. It's a piece of art. This house is a piece of art. So I'm gonna end there after this plane leaves. Oh, another thing I've noticed is a lot of places have very thoughtful spaces for their firewood to stack, which is very important in Montana. But you guys, I have been so inspired. Montana is absolutely beautiful. Pretty much Joey wants to move here. I think I would too, even though I'm from Texas and the climate scares me. The architecture is beautiful. It's super full of character, lots of different materials, a lot of natural materials, a lot of things to see. You guys, Yellowstone National Park is 1,000% worth coming to. Like, we just tapped the surface of it yesterday. It was amazing. Montana, you have stolen our heart. We love you. Bozeman, you're so cute, and thank you for inspiring me as a creative. I hope this video has inspired you, given you a little perspective. Let me be your eyes on the ground as we travel and see cool things. Maybe it helps you with decisions that you're making on your projects or on your own home. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more content. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you all for joining us, and safe travels.